And a bit of stunned silence in the Hammerstone Ballroom. Hideo Itami has put away Lio Rush. Hideo Itami is the #1 contender for the global title. My goodness, it's official. They'll face a takeover. Shirai and Ripley for the NXT Women's title. Toni Storm gets revenge for last week and gets another loss on the record of Shayna Baszler. Champion and challenger sharing the ring with one another. Cobb said he was looking to throw a wrench in the works of Cage. He may have just done that tonight. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. There is one show to go until TakeOver Chicago. There is one show to go until Money in the Bank weekend can begin, and it's going to be a great one, as it will be a great episode of NXT here tonight with a great main event on its way. Jay Lethal, Jeff Cobb, one-on-one this evening. Cobb preparing for Brian Cage in just a few days' time. But as for now, he has to prepare for Jay Lethal in the main event. But we will start off tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with something that we saw last week, and that was Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm getting into action with one another before Toni Storm meets Shayna Baszler at NXT TakeOver Chicago. Mercedes Martinez, of course, by the side of Shayna Baszler. She was the one feeling the wrath of Toni Storm last week as she was sent in the barricade. Now tonight, one-on-one, Baszler not at ringside as Martinez faces Toni Storm. Mercedes Martinez is ready for this one. She wants a measure of revenge. Toni Storm will want a measure of revenge from 2 weeks ago and all the weeks back when that first took place, when that first attack was inflicted on Toni Storm by Mercedes Martinez during her match with Shayna Baszler. Here she comes towards the ring, primed, ready to go, and seeking victory over Mercedes Martinez. Toni Storm, she has to have a great feeling inside of her, knowing that she is so close, finally, to getting her shot at Shayna Baszler. Think of how long she has waited for this. Think of how hungry she's been for this opportunity, and she finally gets it here tonight. It's going to be great for her. It's going to be a more than enjoyable experience for Toni Storm, and it will be even more enjoyable tonight if she can knock off Mercedes Martinez and get a little bit more under the skin of the Queen of Spades heading into TakeOver. We'll see if that'll happen or not. Mercedes Martinez will obviously want to play spoiler for Toni Storm this whole week, and it'll start here tonight. And Storm comes running out of the gates with a forearm in the face. Mercedes Martinez feeling the wrath of Toni Storm in the ring now, and this is what Martinez and Baszler created. This is the anger that Toni Storm is presenting. This is their own doing, and they are now paying the fee for it. Knees in the head by Martinez to get out of that Dragon Sleeper though, and look at this. Oh! Choke slam into a backbreaker, my goodness. Vicious beatdown on display here from Mercedes Martinez in the early goings, but the same could be said from Toni Storm. She looks at the dropkick in the corner there, doesn't get it though, and Martinez there from behind, straight jacket German suplex. Toni Storm folded inside out there, feeling the whole wrath of that one, and this is all the Mercedes Martinez job will be. There's nothing she can really do to prevent TakeOver and that match against Shayna Baszler, but there's everything she can do to hurt Toni Storm heading into it. To knock her off a pedestal, to put the damage on her, but Storm is coming out of the gate swinging, misses with that dropkick in the corner again, and Martinez can put more hard-hitting blows into the body and the face of Storm. It's stretching the back and the arms in ways they're not supposed to bend. Leapfrog there from Martinez. Oh, just threw it over her head there and over her shoulder. Nothing fancy about that one for Martinez, but the counter there made by Toni Storm now. Flying forearm again. Martinez is learning that although she can fight, Toni Storm here, and although she is able to put up the fight to her, Storm is proving awfully difficult to get the win against. Toni Storm, like I said, she has a lot that is built up to this moment. She has a lot of anger within her, and she wants to exuberate it all here tonight up against the ropes and launching her away. Toni Storm just viciously hurting Mercedes Martinez and hoping to put her away. If I was Storm, I'd want to put her away, but I'd want to put her away kind of quickly because you don't have much time to recover until TakeOver Chicago. Uppercut there from Storm, flying forearm in again. Martinez got in some powerful moves at the start, but she's really just kind of almost halted her progress. Oh, wait a minute. Half-hatch suplex from Martinez. Plant Storm there. And the clubbing blow on the back there. Maybe on the back of the head as well. Martinez in now. Suplex maybe. Oh, up in the air. Storm slips her way out of it. Nicely done by Toni Storm. Turns it around into strong zero. Cover mate. And Storm has won it. Will that be the wrath of Shayna Baszler come this weekend? Will Shayna Baszler end up the same way as Mercedes Martinez? Toni Storm, your winner, and her anger being shown as she puts away Mercedes Martinez. This is the doing of Martinez and Baszler, and they could be about to pay for it. Toni Storm taking a microphone in hand now. Oh, look at that. She says it will end at TakeOver, and she's the one to do it. Toni Storm with fighting talk heading into Chicago. There's absolutely no denying that Storm feels this is personal now, and she wants to end it in Chicago. An impactful way to kick off this evening's episode, ladies and gentlemen, and it keeps on going. Coming up next, the NXT Global Champion is in action. You may remember last week, and you saw it at the top of the show as well, the shock, the surprise of Hideo Itami with his sudden victory over none other than the NXT Global Champion Lio Rush himself. It was completely out of the blue. It wasn't even the case of he had hit him with the GTS or something, or he had rolled him up. He hit a top rope Falcon Arrow and pinned him, and that was it. We don't know why Rush didn't kick out. Rush himself doesn't know why he didn't kick out. But what we do know is Lio Rush was beaten, and this weekend, Hideo Itami and Lio Rush meet for the NXT Global Championship. That is settled. As for right now, Lio Rush has to prepare for that by going one-on-one against The Miz, man who almost became the #1 contender to the NXT Championship a few weeks ago. The Miz struggled on ECW, struggled on SmackDown Live, was brought back to ECW, and I thought, in the nicest way possible, that it wasn't going to work for The Miz on ECW. It's an uber competitive brand. Everyone wants an opportunity, and if you don't win a match, or if you lose too many matches, you might not see yourself getting a chance on that brand for a long time. And I didn't think that The Miz was going to be able to hang with the likes of everyone else on ECW. He had proven on SmackDown Live he was unable to hang with most of the roster. And ECW is also a very competitive brand, if not maybe even more competitive, with all the people gunning to be the one to end the reign of Rollins. So NXT may be good for The Miz. I mean, he's already got his confidence and his ego, but it might be good to just hone in back his wrestling talent, which The Miz should absolutely possess, nevertheless. So here we go. Here comes Lio Rush, who, as we found out, as I found out after ECW went off the year, has passed over 205 days as the NXT Global Champion. So that puts him way up in the rankings and the longest reigns in this universe. There's Rollins at first, Fish at second, Corn at third. It's either Corn at third or Rosemary at third. They're pretty close, and then the other one is fourth. Michael Bennett 5th, Brock Lesnar 6th, Lio Rush 7th. So there you go. Not a bad reign for Lio Rush in his first reign as NXT Global Champion. It's incredible work, and if he retains at TakeOver Chicago over Hideo Itami, well, by the next time he retains his title, he'll be knocking on Corin's door. In terms of that title reign, he could go up into 3rd. It should be immense for Lio Rush. We'll see how that'll go, but as for right now, Rush has to focus on The Miz here, and so he shall do just that. Great opportunity for The Miz as well to maybe get himself in the talking point for a title coming out of TakeOver Chicago. Lio Rush though looking to put this one away as early as possible, looking to show that he is ready, looking to be primarily focused on Hideo Itami and nothing else. Double super kick there, first in the kneecap and then in the jaw. Good work from Rush, but it's the speed of Rush that makes him so dangerous. And I said about how during this title reign, how much he's learned, how much he's progressed as a champion, how much better he's gotten in the ring, how much more ring savvy he's gotten as well. It's really been a maturing title reign for Lio Rush. You know what, now that I think about Rush's reign, I'm trying to think where maybe Tyler Bate would rank as NXT champion. Maybe I should compile a list, that would probably help. Anyway, back to the match at hand right now. The Miz, like I said, he sees this opportunity in front of him. You also notice that Maurice not by the side of The Miz. I'm not too certain why that's the case. Big insecurity there. I'm not going to speculate and say something that would be, quite frankly, quite rude about Miz's private life, but maybe he's truly using this as a learning experience, and he wants to do these matches on his own. I'm not too certain. There's a lethal injection though from Lio Rush. A little bit of a homage to his close backstage friend Jay Lethal. Maybe that's why Lio Rush has grown in ring savvy as well, being around someone like Jay Lethal. Big time DDT from The Miz though. And The Miz looking for that big win, looking to put away Lio Rush, maybe thinking figure 4, gets denied. And Rush with a great counter, taking control of the arm there, elbow down on it, incredibly smart work from Rush, and great strength as well to hit that Saito suplex. To the top rope he goes now. Is he thinking final hour? Double foot stop instead, into the gut of The Miz. Cover made for the win, not even 2. Lio Rush counting that figure 4 definitely gave him some kind of a wake-up call. Miz is really pushing the buttons of the champion and testing him here, which is not something that Lio Rush really wants so close to TakeOver Chicago. He doesn't want to be tested, he doesn't want to be put in a grueling match. Oh, what a move! Cut up from the second rope by Rush. Miz kicks out right away, are you kidding me? That was a great move. I've never seen something like that. On his shoulders now, dangerous place to be. Miz dropping Rush in his throat. Right on that top rope there, stun gunning in with a fireman's carry variation. Almost beat the NXT Global Champion as well. Kick out of 2 instead though. Miz just pummeling away at Rush and on the head. Obviously setting things up for the skull-crushing finale and what would be his first win in quite some time, in all fairness. Setting him up now. Elbow in the gut there by Lio Rush, getting himself out of this now. Sends Miz to the apron. Oh, what a move! Handspring kick there by Lio Rush. He loved that with a Sunday night, but hang on, with the title in hand. To the Hideo Itami! Itami with the global title. Just blasted Lio Rush. And now with the champion up on his shoulders. Go to sleep from Itami! My goodness! Rush had his back turned, and by the time he had turned around it was too late. Hideo Itami had already planted him. And the global title in his hands as he stands over Lio Rush. Itami letting him know the prize he's coming for this weekend. Itami levels the champion. Surprise, surprise, no doubt about it. Not something that not anyone, especially Lio Rush, could see coming. And it was too late when he did to stop it. Hideo Itami with one over the champion before takeover. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We move on now this evening. Coming up next, Toni Nese will have a conversation with us and talk over me, or at least try to, while I explain what's coming up next. Coming up next, Toni Nese will go one-on-one against Matt Hardy. Here a preview for NXT TakeOver Chicago. He just counted the same apps twice, but still, nevertheless, Toni Nese, of course, the new foundation will challenge the Broken Brilliance to the NXT Tag Team Championship at TakeOver Chicago, and that's going to be a very interesting evening. There's no doubt about it. I'm looking forward to it. The new foundation has been a dangerous team since they formed. It's been a team that has really been poised on victory. It's been a team that has been poised on the mentality of Bret the Hitman Hart, and I think that is what has brought about so much success for Nese and Dar. They were decent hands. They weren't anything spectacular, but they were decent. But under Bret the Hitman Hart, they have excelled exponentially. They've reached that potential that they absolutely had going for them, and they have run away with it. It's been great to see the growth of these guys since their formation as a tag team, and now from Chicago they get a real test as they go up against the NXT Tag Team Champions themselves, as they go up against Matt Hardy and Pentagon Jr. Hardy and Pentagon Jr. have been Tag Team Champions now since TakeOver Philadelphia. Yes, I think it was TakeOver Philadelphia. Back in January they claimed those titles. Now they look to hold on to them once again, and now they look to retain their titles and continue to bring the wisdom of Matt Hardy, the wisdom of the multiverse, over the Hammerstein Ballroom, over the NXT Tag Team division, and over those NXT Tag Team titles. So here we go in this one, preview for this Sunday, well, not this Sunday, preview for this weekend a little bit, setting us up for what could come our way. What could happen in that tag team contest. Nese, as you see, without his new foundation. Hardy without Pentagon Jr. This is going to be a straight match between these guys. And that may play into the hands of Toni Nese a little bit more. Hardy is the more experienced talent, yes, but Toni Nese, I've been seeing it a lot more in these tag team matches. Shock and horror, the Hammerstein Ballroom crowd siding with Matt Hardy on this one. But I've been seeing it a lot more in tag team matches. Nese kind of takes the front role, if that makes sense. Sometimes you have tag teams who, it's the best way I can put it. Sometimes they have a guy who does a lot of the heavy lifting, really, of the team, and then the other guy can come in and add bits and pieces, but it's the focus of the match is primarily around that guy. I think the best example to put maybe would be the Wyatt family. Braun Strowman does all the hard-hitting work, and Aleister Black can come in and add his own offense. And I think that's how the new foundation do it. Toni Nese does a lot of work, and Toni Nese spends a lot more time in the ring, I see, in tag team matches than Noam Dar does. I'm not saying that's a dig on Noam Dar. I'm saying I think that's the game plan of the new foundation. And it's worked, clearly, because they're the number one contenders for the tag team titles. We'll see if it'll help Toni Nese in this one with all of his growing experience that he's had in tag team matches, and of course all of his tutelage from Bret the Hitman Hart heading into this evening. And of course there'll be more heading into TakeOver Chicago. Reverse suplex attempt maybe from Hardy. Counter this. Suplex of his own from Toni Nese. Hardy now lifts him up. Going for a forearm in the face. Counter thrust kick in the gut there by Matt Hardy. Making it tough for Nese to capitalize here. Moves out of the way of that one. Good work there from Nese. Up on the shoulders now. Hanging him out to dry on the ropes. And planting his leg into the mat as well. Toni Nese taking care of business. And working over Matt Hardy to go along with it. Into the mat we go. See what else can happen now. Nese with a good flurry of moves. Hardy able to stop them though. This can dent the victory here. Could dent your opponent's confidence should they be defeated. It can kind of put the team on the back foot in terms of their thought process. Maybe they'll need to come up with a new game plan heading into TakeOver, and of course on such short notice, it's not going to be easy to make one work. Nice counter, that suplex by Hardy. Nice flip neck breaker as well. Hardy taking things up to the top rope. What are we going to see here? Moonsault from Hardy. Great work there from Matt Hardy. Incredible to see him pull it off, but a kick out at 2 is all that he gets coming his way. But maybe the sweet feeling of victory will go along with it. No, thought he was going to twist of fate. Has something else in mind. Up on the shoulders, his knees, and into a buckle bomb. Buckle bomb for his troubles, and now twist of fate. The cover from Hardy. The victory to go along with it. Matt Hardy wins, heading in a TakeOver Chicago. Advantage champions as they head into that tag team matchup. All of that talking, maybe not the way that Nese wanted it to go, but that is only a preview, and it's only one side of it as well. We will see how things will develop from TakeOver Chicago. We will see if the new foundation will be deleted, but as for now, we move on to our next contest of the evening. Mayu Iwatani versus Lio Shirai, two great friends, two great athletes, one-on-one against one another here. Iwatani prepares for Money in the Bank, prepares for Sunday in the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match, while of course Lio Shirai prepares for a NXT Women's Championship match against Rhea Ripley. It'll be a very competitive contest at TakeOver, and it will be a very competitive contest here tonight for both women as they prepare for a busy weekend. Mayu Iwatani, of course, got the win last week over Shayna Baszler. She was assisted, I think is the nicest way of putting it, by Toni Storm, but nevertheless, the win did emerge for Mayu Iwatani. It will go down in the books as a Mayu Iwatani victory. And I imagine, even though they may have great respect for one another, Mayu Iwatani would love to beat this woman as well. The NXT Women's Champion. Lio Shirai heads towards the ring. Let us see what takes place right now. Shirai with one final chance to prove herself before she goes one-on-one against Rhea Ripley, before she faces a member of Trifecta once again. Ripley said that it was a promise that she had made to Blanchard that she would win the NXT Women's Championship, bring it back to Trifecta, and put everyone in their place and remind everyone who the dominant force on NXT really is. We'll see if that'll happen or not at TakeOver, but as for right now, Iwatani and Shirai sharing the ring, one-on-one, bell rings, and we are underway. Iwatani emerged through the Mae Young Classic. She was a semi-finalist. And she did a great job in that tournament. Lio Shirai has been a... When did Lio Shirai arrive to this universe? Start of this series, maybe, I think? She made an impact right away. And of course, she was the one to take Trifecta's throne in the NXT Women's Division by taking that Women's Championship from her at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Elbow tie-up once again here from both women. Go behind from Shirai. Takedown, side headlock. Nicely done here. Shirai, more experience on her side than Iwatani, and she's using that to her advantage right now. Like I said, these two women may be friends. They may have great respect for one another, but when that bell rings, they are going to do whatever it takes to beat the other one. That's all they really want to do, and you can't blame them. Straight jacket German there. Of course, this is, much as I was talking about with The Miz earlier on, this is a chance for Iwatani to get a statement talking about it, to get something going for it coming out of TakeOver Chicago. But of course, she may have the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase coming out of there as well. We'll see about that one. What I do know is that Lio Shirai is not going to be focused really on, right now, she's not going to be focused on the person who wins the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and she's not really going to be focused right now on who's her contenders coming out of TakeOver Chicago. Her main intention is to focus on if she will make it out of TakeOver Chicago with the NXT Women's Championship. And that's a champion's mindset you got to have. Don't focus on the future, you focus on the here and now. So you focus on your number one contender. You focus on holding on to the title, and you focus on holding off Trifecta from taking over that title once again. It'll be almost 1 year to the day, more or less, since they won their first NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Chicago. Drop kick to the outside there from Iwatani. Shirai feeling the effect of that one, up on the apron now. Iwatani, is she looking to take a big risk here? Maybe. Shirai a little too close for comfort there. Iwatani realizing that an effort to maybe take flight, maybe take a big risk, backfired big time as she slammed onto that LED board. Into the ring we go. Up on the top rope goes Iwatani. Double foot stop, better than gut. Same as we saw from Lio Rush earlier this evening. Cover made from Iwatani to put away Shirai. Kick out at 2. Wonder where Rhea Ripley is in all of this. I wonder where that number one contender is, where she's watching on. Will she do the same? Does she have the same in her mind as Hideo Itami had this evening? We'll find out about that one, maybe. And maybe not. Rewind kick there from Iwatani. Let's see what else happens now. Counter there by Shirai. She's got to do a little bit more here to really show that she's having an impact on this match, and she'll have an impact on retaining her title potentially come TakeOver Chicago this weekend. She needs this win, arguably more than Iwatani needs it. Oh my goodness, stuck the landing of that snap German suplex and takes the legs away from Shirai. Great bit of work there from Iwatani. Snap German suplex of her own. Shirai almost went into the turnbuckle pad, my goodness. Up high goes Iwatani now. And she's in again with that double foot stomp. By no means is that a nice experience at all. What's going to happen now against the ropes? Just going to slingshot her away. Simple but effective. Creates some separation and some breathing room in this contest. Io Shirai now has her up on the shoulders and drives her down into the mat. Up to the top rope she goes, looking for that moonsault. Will she get it? Yeah. Moonsault gets knees. Knees up for Iwatani. Great counter from her. And look at this now. Iwatani rolling up the champ. Does she have it? No. Kick out. Looked like it was at the front of 2 there. Maybe. Oh, knee into the face. Big forearm in the face. Iwatani just able to stay up on her feet. Here goes Io Shirai now, unloading away with shots. Iwatani still hanging on in this one. It's been a very competitive and highly entertaining matchup between these two women, and that's not really much of a surprise, all things considered. Iwatani with the dragon suplex for Iwatani for the win. Oh! Kick out at 2 there. Looked like it was enough, just shy. Somehow Shirai stays up on her feet. Look at this. Driving her into the mat. Cover to win. Kick out again. What a match. What a match this has been. Oh, and a huge high kick there. To the outside she rolls, trying to catch her breath, trying to recover. Shirai. Oh my goodness. Might have been thinking top rope hurricanrana maybe. Didn't go the way she wanted it to. She more so grazed Iwatani. And that was a nasty landing for the champion. I imagine Iwatani sending them back into the ring. Drop kick. That looked like it took out the leg of Shirai. And it looks like it took a lot of Iwatani as well. Both women down. They have given so much in this matchup to be the winner. I said about how the champions, well, people competing at TakeOver don't really want too much of a test. Io Shirai is getting one hell of a test right now. And this is actually, the longer this matchup goes on, the more it's benefiting Iwatani. Cover made here. There's the ropes. Referee didn't see it. Iwatani going to be counting her lucky stars as she was able to kick out there. Referee almost cost her the match. Here we go. Io Shirai in. Looking for the victory. Suplex Deiro. That cross-arm German suplex of Shirai. She couldn't hit the moonsault, but she hits the suplex Deiro. Cover on Iwatani. It's over. Io Shirai has done it. Victory for the champion heading into TakeOver. Great win for Shirai. Great performance from Iwatani. Oh, hang on. Look who's on the ramp. Rhea Ripley has an eye on her champion, has an eye on the belt that she wants to take home this weekend. No fighting yet. That comes at TakeOver. But as for right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our main event of the evening. Jay Lethal versus Jeff Cobb coming up next. Wait. Oh my goodness. That is not to be the case, ladies and gentlemen. Instead, we're going to the parking lot. Yeah, Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage have started where they left off last week. The fight is on between champion and challenger once again. Cage and Cobb are fighting. They're brawling with one another. There will be no main event here tonight. These two men, too intent on fighting one another. Cobb floors Cage again with the headbutt. TakeOver Chicago is days away, and it's going to be an immense evening. It's going to be one you don't want to miss, and two horses fighting for the NXT Championship. Chicago, prepare for a weekend that this universe will never forget.